My name is Paul Worth. I'm the lead pastor here at Relevant Church. So Relevant Church has three primary missions of our ministry. We call it LC3, which is love Christ, love church, and love community. And for us, if we can help people to understand what it means to love Christ with all their heart, soul, mind, and strength, love the church that they find themselves a part of, then they can learn to love the community around them, no matter what state that the person in that community finds themselves in. Obviously, being an inner city church, we actually have homeless people that are here all the time. And we choose to not call people homeless because it's such a plight on their own personal endeavors that they find themselves in life. We prefer to call it them our friends. And so our ministry is called Friends in Transition, or our FIT ministry. Because we believe if we could help people get spiritually fit, if we could help people get financially fit, then maybe they would find themselves in a different position than where they are right now being on the street. Most people that we meet don't ever plan on being on the street. That wasn't part of their big life goal. But they found themselves here for a variety of different circumstances, and we want to move people from homelessness to helpfulness. And we believe that's what God has called us to do. Probably the biggest challenge in working with anyone is that when people are in certain circumstances, they're not quite ready to move beyond where they are to maybe even where we think they need to be or where they should be. And so sometimes you find people who want help, and then you find other people who they don't want help right now. And so trying to help people when they don't want help becomes really a challenge, because we want the best for them, but maybe they're not ready to receive that yet. And so being a friend to someone when they're not ready for the full force of our help that we could give them is probably one of the greatest challenges that we have to face in meeting people who are in different stages of homelessness. Relevant Church has a variety of ways that we try to help people who find themselves homeless right now. 3 times a month on Saturday, we actually serve meals, and we also give out clothing to families, because when you find yourself without a home, you also don't have the capacity to make sure that your clothes are washed. And so people find themselves with soiled clothes or clothes that are dirty, and so they're not able to move off the street because they can't even get a good job interview or a job because they don't have the proper clothing. So we try to help them with the physical needs of food and clothing first and foremost, and then we try to connect them with organizations that can help them get IDs and other cards. And so we do that 3 times a month, and then 1 time a month we actually, as a congregation, bring clothing in so that we can supply the needs for the other 3 weeks a month. The really exciting thing is we actually have somebody who actually volunteers and serves at our church right now, who for over a year was homeless and slept on our patio. His name is Doug, and his story is probably a story that I would like to see replicated 1,000 times over, but it happens one person at a time.
Well, I was homeless in Ybor for approximately 3 years on the streets. My mother had passed away. I went through a lot then, and I was an addict. They approached me. I would be out front with some of the FIT volunteers, and they would come and approach me 2 to 3 times a week, bring me food, and ask me what my journey was in life and what my relationship was with God. And I was battling that at the time, going through everything I went through. So they were really nice, and so I started coming in the church, and everybody was just so nice and compassionate, and nobody was judging me, and it just felt right to be in here. And after hearing our pastor Paul do his sermon, I believe that day when I first came into the auditorium, not just in the church, it took me a while to even go in the auditorium, but once I did, I remember the first sermon, it was just like he was just completely speaking to me. And I know that happens to all of us when we go into church. You just feel like he's talking to you, and that's how it felt. And I just, at that point, I started help cleaning the church, and finally went into rehab and got clean and did a 90-day program, and I'm clean to this day. The hardest struggle was addiction, getting clean. It was very difficult. You know, first I had to get rid of all the past and have forgiveness in my heart. And once I did that, then I can focus on my addiction, which I did, and went into a program and completed the program, and I have 15 months clean this month. Wow, the change is just unbelievable. You know, I have a place to live. I live at a sober living place now. You know, I've been there for, it'll be a year, November 8th, and in January I'll be looking for my own apartment. And, you know, it's just night and day. It's just, you know, I'm clean, I'm sober, you know, just, I can help hold my head up high and you know, look people in the face, and it's a big deal, you know, and it's good. I feel good.
I think we will continue to do what we've been called to do right now. And then as God provides resources and people, we'll continue to expand. We would love to see some other vocational type ministries that could go on so we could help people and place people in jobs. And so that's why we partner with other organizations such as Metropolitan Ministries and the Salvation Army, who have additional resources. We believe that it's our job to partner together with other ministries so that we can make a difference for the homeless population in our community.